Ndikulandireni pano pa Parliament Broadcasting leo lachisanu pa 20 February 2026 ndine Linda Masinga. Tikupitiriza kukupatsirani tsatanetsatane wa zokambirana za aphungu zachiwiri mu mkumano wa namba 52 wa nyumba ya malamulo omwenso aphungu akhale akuwunika ndi kukambirana ndondomeko ya chuma cha boma ya chaka cha 2026 mpaka 2027. Ndondomeko yoyendetsera zokambirana za nyumbayi lero odapepa ikuonetsa kuti aphungu ayamba zokambirana zawo ndi mafunso kupita ku maunduna osiyanasiyana. Ena mwa maunduna omwe akuyembekezeka kuyankha mafunso tsiku la lero ndi monga unduna owona za maphunziro, unduna owona za ulimi ndi chitukuko cha madzi, unduna owona za umoyo ndi ukhondo komanso unduna owona za mayendedwe ndi ntchito za boma. Aphungu akuyembekezanso kupitiriza kuthirira ndemanga pa uthenga omwe mtsogoleri wa dziko lino Profesa Arthur Peter Mutharika anapereka nyumbayi lachisanu pa 13 February 2026 pomwe amatsegulira mkumanowo. Ndondomeko ikusonyezanso kuti unduna owona za chuma komanso unduna owona za chitetezo cha mdziko apereka malamulo ang'onoang'ono amene nduna zimapereka atapatsidwa mphamvu ndi nyumba ya malamulo. Tikuyembekezanso kuti unduna owona za chuma upereka ripoti lokhudza dongosolo la kayendetsedwe ka nkhani za chuma mu 2026. Ndipo olemekezeka oyimirira Karonga Town akuyembekezanso kupereka ripoti la Commission ya nyumba ya malamulo la 2024 mpaka 2025. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Parliament Broadcasting as we continue giving you a live broadcast of parliamentary proceedings of the second meeting in the 52nd session of Parliament, the 2026-2027 budget meeting. Today, you're with me, Linda Masinga. It's a lovely Friday, 20th February 2026. A look at today's expected business in the House according to the order paper. Well, we should expect the commencement of business with questions to ministers for oral replies, and some of the ministries that are expected to take questions today are the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, Ministry of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, Ministry of Health and Sanitation, as well as the Ministry of Transport and Public Works. The House is also expected to continue with the general debate on the President's State of the Nation address, which was delivered by His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, on 13th February 2025, which also marked the official opening of this budget meeting of Parliament. According to the order paper, the House will also tackle subsidiary legislation and laying of papers under government business. And shortly, the Speaker's procession will be making its way into the chamber for deliberations. Today's deliberations. I urge you to stick around so that we follow everything as it happens in real time. Stay with me.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Amarijani kuwanisho tuonele. Amarijani kuwanisho tuonele.
Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed office of the rulers and the parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we ask you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of this important trust in this land. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen.
General business, communication from the chair.
Thank you, honour members. Good morning. First, let me apologize for coming in a few minutes late. We were bidding farewell to our colleagues from Gambia, and that took a bit of time. Otherwise, that was the reason. Honourable members, firstly, I wish to report with regret the disruption to the House business yesterday due to persistent power outages. Let me urge the responsible Minister of Energy and Mining to assist us with a steady power supply to Parliament so that business is not unduly disrupted like was the case yesterday. On the same note, yesterday afternoon, as my procession was heading into the chamber, we also experienced a power outage. Nevertheless, I still proceeded into the chamber, hoping that power would be restored. However, I noted with concern that as I took the chair, some members from the opposition side, particularly the MCP members, left their seats and proceeded towards the clerk's table, while shouting and hurling insults at the chair and clerks at the table. In order to maintain order and decorum in the House, I ordered members to return to their seats, but members persistently ignored the chair's order. Almost all members on the opposition side rose and did not take their seats even when the chair rose, contrary to Standing Order 93, which requires members to resume their seats and remain silent when the Speaker stands. It was more disturbing to see even the MCP leadership conducting themselves in such a disorderly manner. Through this disorderly behavior, members willfully and persistently obstructed the assembly, notably the following members: Lilongwe Nyanja, Lilongwe Mpenu, Dedza Mlunduni, Dedza Kasina, and Salima Central. Honourable members, I wish to remind the House that the rules of the House, particularly Standing Order 103, 104, and 105, have adequately provided guidance on how the honourable members should conduct themselves in the House and how the chair should enforce discipline against a member whose conduct would be deemed to be disorderly. In particular, Standing Order 104, 1 and 4, which states that a member's conduct shall be declared to be disorderly by the Speaker if a member, 1, persistently and willfully obstruct the assembly, 4, persistently and willfully disregards the authority of the chair or order of the chair. Clearly, from the provisions of the Standing Order 104, the conduct of the said members was disorderly and cannot be tolerated in this House. As Speaker, I will not tolerate any member to undermine the authority of the chair, let alone hurl insults at the chair and the table clerks. This disorderly conduct deserves to be punished. Honourable members, yesterday I could not mete out the relevant penalties because I could not be heard. However, let me draw attention of the House to Standing Order 105, which states that a member who's guilty of disorderly conduct may be ordered by the Speaker to leave the chamber for the remainder of that sitting day. In view of the foregoing, I rule that the members having conducted themselves in a disorderly manner should leave the chamber for the remainder of the day today. These members are Lilongwe Nyanja, Lilongwe Mpenu, Dedza Mlunduni, Dedza Kasina, and Salima Central. Honourable members, should there be a repeat of this kind of behavior, I will not hesitate to mete out stiffer penalties to those members. This should also serve as a caution to all members that conduct themselves in a disorderly and dishonorable manner. Let me repeat that such behavior will not be tolerated in this House. I thank you.
Waliwo na boma.
Point of order.
Machine.
Kota Central, what's gone out of order?
Mr. Speaker, sir, good morning first. And Ramadan will Kareem to you. I know you're fasting and you could only be truthful during fasting time. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to seek your clarification. Since the standing order you referred to talks about disruption during an assembly, and by the time the disruption was taking place yesterday, you had declared the assembly over. Was that during an assembly? Within the context, the meaning of that, I'm not appealing for them, but for the future conduct of this House. The assembly had been declared over, you had properly adjourned it, and the disruption took place after that. Could we say that the disruption on whose basis they have been punished took place during the sitting of the House? Is it therefore in order that you rule that they caused disruption during an assembly when the assembly had been properly adjourned?
Honorable member, I don't know if you were listening to me when I was reading my statement. I was on my chair, sitting here, and I stood right here on my chair, telling them while they were here, almost punching the table clerks. And the rules are as how I read them. I don't know how you understand them in your language, but they're as how I read them, and that is what I have ruled, and that remains the same. Thank you. Your constituency, Honorable?
Salima Central West, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Salima Central West.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker. Much as Salima Central West is appreciating the request that you've made, Honorable Speaker, to Honorable Minister of Energy, I'm not trying to reflect on you, but it's just a request that is it in order that the Honorable Minister of Energy can be given time to make a statement in this House, because the incident of blackout yesterday happened 3 times. At least if it happens once or twice, one would understand, but not reaching the 3rd time with a technical and competent system that can even put the risks of so many of us here in case that outrage was affected by an electrical fault. Can the minister make a statement as to what really happened, Honorable Speaker, that you walked out of this chamber in darkness, save for the people that walked along with you to make sure that you walk out safely? Otherwise, we are in a total darkness yesterday. I submit, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Honorable member, I'm sure you understand the situation with our power. And I did mention yesterday that we had a technical fault because our generator could not pick up automatically, and they were looking at it. So I don't know what statement you want to come. I rule you out of that point of order.
General business. Questions to ministers for oral replies.
Leader of the House.
Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to guide as follows, that today we will not be responding to questions. Instead, I would like to give space to members to debate the State of the Nation address delivered by the President in this August House. I submit. Right Honorable Speaker, sir.
Honourable members, as said by the Leader of the House, that we go to responses to the SONA. We vary the order paper. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary view say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried.
Government business, motion on the President's address. That this House do agree with the address graciously delivered by His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, on Friday, 13th February 2026. The motion was moved by the Honourable Member for Mulanje South East on Monday, 16th February 2026. Continuation of general debate.
Thank you. I see Honorable, your constituency, Honorable?
Machinga Southeast.
Planter?
Machinga South.
Machinga Southeast.
Yes.
Yes, Machinga Southeast. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for allowing the people of Machinga Southeast to make a contribution on the SONA. Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you very much for according me this opportunity to represent and recognize the people of Machinga Southeast in this honorable house. Without wasting much time, Mr. Speaker, allow me to go straight to my points in reaction to the State of the National Address delivered by Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika on the 30th February of this month of this year.
Order, order. Honourable members, you know that you're not supposed to go in between the speaker and the one holding the floor. Go ahead, Honourable.
Mr. Speaker, sir, when we reflect on where we are coming from, we recall that before His Excellency assumed his leadership last year, life in Malawi was extremely difficult. If it was hard for a salaried person to buy a bag of maize, 800,000. What more, an elderly women in Muawa, in Mwekua, and in Mwala under Sino Chief Ngok. A struggling young man in Mwenye, Mahata, and Chipolonga under Tie Ntumbwinda, and a widow in Chikweo. Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the people of Machinga Southeast, I sincerely appreciate His Excellency not only for ensuring the availability of maize, but also for making affordable to eat. Sometimes it sounds unbelievable, Tidadia Chideze Nitu. Hope has indeed been restored. Mr. Speaker, the SONA is encouraging because it addresses issues that matter most to Malawians. I particularly commend the tremendous increment in the Constituency Development Fund, which will be greatly enhance the development in our respective constituencies. On transport, Mr. Speaker, I applaud His Excellency for revamping the road maintenance program, which will see several roads across the country rehabilitated. Mr. Speaker, at this point, allow me to draw the attention of this honorable House to a critical road in my constituency, the road stretching from Lake Chiuta through Ngokwe and Chiko trading centers, connecting to Ntaja via Bakiri Mose Highway. This approximately 47 kilometers road becomes impassable during the rainy season. During such periods, my people suffer in many aspects of life: transporting goods, accessing farm inputs, delivering produce to markets, and refer patients to the district hospital. Mr. Speaker, this road has claimed many lives not through accidents, but because patients referred to Machinga District Hospital fail to arrive in time. It takes more than 4 hours for an ambulance to travel from Ngokwe to the hospital. And in most cases, the ambulance is not even available. The road is truly the backbone of economic and social life in Machinga Southeast, and its rehabilitation will transform the livelihood of my people. Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, allow me to comment on agriculture, particularly markets for farm inputs. It is my sincere hope and plea that this year's tobacco market will bring smiles to farmers who have suffered for years due to poor prices. The same applies to rice. Machinga is one of the major rice-producing areas in the country, and I strongly recommend the government invest in enhancing rice production, improving structured markets, and promote value addition for both local consumption and export, hence boosting the economy. With these few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I wish to declare my support for the State of the National Address. Thank you.
Machinga Southeast, thank you very much. I see. Yeah, but before I come to Mangochi West, let me add Chilazulu, Nguludi,
yes,
and Mangochi West. In that order, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for recognizing the people of Chilazulu Nguludi to say something about the SONA. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise on behalf of the people of Chilazulu Nguludi with absolute conviction and unwavering loyalty to support the State of the Nation address delivered in this House by Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, the President of the Republic of Malawi, and also the President of the Mighty Democratic Progressive Party. Mr. Speaker, sir, this address has exposed one simple truth: leadership matters. Mr. Speaker, sir, indeed experience matters, discipline matters, and when Democratic Progressive Party governs, Malawi works. Mr. Speaker, sir, the President did not come here to sugarcoat the situation. He told the nation the truth, that Malawi was brought to its knees by reckless economic mismanagement, looting of public resources, and complete collapse of the fiscal discipline. But unlike others who specialize in excuses, His Excellency came with solutions. In 4 short months, fuel queues disappeared, maize prices fell, fertilizer became available, and the order was restored in public finance. Mr. Speaker, sir, let it be put on record today, economic recovery did not begin with speeches. It began when the DPP returned to power. When we come to agriculture, we have moved from hunger to hope. Mr. Speaker, sir, before October 2025, farmers were abandoned, maize prices were criminally high, and hunger was weaponized against the poor. Today, maize prices have dropped dramatically because this government acted decisively. The affordable fertilizer program is working because it is now being run by a government that understands agriculture. And when the President speaks of producing fertilizer locally, that is not politics, that is economic nationalism. This is how a serious government protects its people. Mr. Speaker, sir, those who are uncomfortable with the increase of CDF to 5 billion per constituency are uncomfortable because they fear accountability. This reform empowers MPs councillors, and communities, not bureaucrats in offices far away from the people. The President has been clear: misuse of the money, people will face the law. That is leadership. That is courage. And as DPP MPs, we welcome the challenge because we have nothing to hide. Mr. Speaker, sir, when we come to social services, free secondary school education is no longer a promise, it is a reality. Drugs are no longer press statements, they are in hospitals. Youth and women empowerment funds are no longer pilot projects, they are budgeted, decentralized, and constituency-based. Mr. Speaker, sir, when it comes to corruption, I want to speak plainly. When the President says there will be no sacred cows, he means it. No party, not positions, not friendships. Those who stole from Malawians should be afraid, not because of politics, but because the law is finally being enforced. Under the DPP, corruption is not negotiable. Mr. Speaker, sir, in Chirazulu, when they heard January last year that the Catholic bishops are looking for somebody who would roll out the stone, now people in Chirazulu, they know they meant Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. He has turned everything. People have got hope, they have got food, and they know they are going to have a hospital. In Chirazulu Nguludi, we have got Malawi Health Center. This health center is the only health center in our constituency. There are doctors, they are there, staff are there, but there are no structures. We are using dilapidated structures, but now with the coming in of the Constituency Development Fund, we are very hopeful that we are going to have a very good health center. We are going to have good roads. And in most of our schools, only Standard 8 have got desks. We are very sure that by December this year, we are going to have desks in all the schools because of the CDF. With this remark, Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Chirazulu Nguludi support the SONA.
Thank you, Chirazulu Nguludi. Mangochi West, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for according this opportunity to the people of Mangochi West to respond to the speech made in this very august house on the 13th of February by His Excellency, the father of this nation, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mangochi West have sent me to say thank you, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, firstly, due to the provision of relief food to the hungry people in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, through the Minister of Agriculture, promised the people of Mangochi West that they will receive the relief food for 3 months, starting from January, February, and March. We received in January. Currently, they are receiving for February, and for sure, we know that he promises what he does. We know for sure that we will also receive in March as promised. Previously, the people of Mangochi West could be promised 6 bags of maize, but only receiving 2. They could be promised 5 bags of maize, they could only receive 1. But with the Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, they have been promised 3, and we are sure that we'll get all the 3 bags as promised. Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mangochi West also are thanking the President for dropping down the prices of maize. On September 16, 2025, when we are going to the polls in Malembo, Chantulo, Nankumba, as well as Mangombo, the bag of maize of 50 kg was going at 95,000. As I'm saying, the bag of maize is between 40,000 and 50,000. The thing which we waited wasn't dreamed for. We know that all these things has been done under the sound leadership of His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. Mr. Speaker, the people of Mangochi West are also thankful to the President for the provision of FISIP inputs. This government came into being in October. Within a month, the Minister of Agriculture organized itself and outsourced the inputs and make it available to our farmers. For the first time in Mangochi West, the redemption percentage has gone to 90% as of yesterday, the thing which has never happened for the previous 5 years. For that, the people of Mangochi West are much thankful for such a good, well done by the President, as well as the Minister of Agriculture. We say bravo, honorable neighbor, for the work well done in this year's FISIP program. Only 2 or 3 things which are stand to be corrected in our FISIP program. If you can try to manage that, we'll have a good program as compared to the previous programs which were there. Mr. Speaker, through the Minister of Agriculture, we could ask and recommend that this coming season's FISIP program must be well prepared, well in advance, so that farmers can get the inputs in time before the planting lens comes in our constituencies. If we can also try to reduce the distances which our people are covering to access such inputs, that will be very, very important. Like in my constituency, we had 2 selling points, Malembo and Mvumba, and this forced other people to travel a distance of more than 30 kilometers to access the inputs. In such, I would encourage our able minister to make sure that next coming growing season, if we could encourage about the mobile vending, this will be eliminated. And the issues of vendors also must be looked into, just because there are still some vendors who want to marginalize this program. Please work on that, our able minister. While on agriculture, Mr. Speaker, sir, let me report to this House, through the Minister of Agriculture, that Mangochi West was affected by the dry spell. The whole month of January, the whole constituency of Mangochi West didn't receive rains. As such, our crops were dried up beyond redemption. It is our plea to the Minister of Agriculture, to the President, to the donors, and all well-wishers to help the people of Mangochi West with some fertilizer, some early maturity crops, so that my people can go into winter cropping. The good thing is that Mangochi West have got more than 800 hectares of irrigatable land. The alluvial soil and the dambo soil we are blessed with, and we are along the lake with potable and clean water, which is good for irrigation. Therefore, we are asking the minister to be on us for the provision of irrigation equipment so that my people can go into winter cropping. By doing so, we know that Mangochi West can feed itself. And if being helped in that manner, we do challenge that Mangochi West alone can feed the whole eastern region. Mr. Speaker, sir, the issue of mega farms, I would like to ask our Honorable Minister to evaluate it and try to reform it. Just because the only way how Malawi can go out of hunger is through the issue of mega farms. I know that this issue had so many problems with the previous government, but if it can be worked out and try to be reformed better, this is the way to go. If the minister can, through the president, try to put it mandatory to make sure that each and every member of parliament here have got a mega farm. Let's say 50 hectares each. And with these hybrid crops, 1 hectare of maize can produce 200 bags of maize. Now, if a member of parliament have got 50 hectares, it means each and every member of parliament can have about 10,000 bags of maize in their constituency, ready for any unforeseen circumstances that can be fallen into our constituencies. By doing so, that will be good. As the former president of Malawi, Dr. Hastings Kamuzubanda, during his era, all the politicians were encouraged to have farms. That must be encouraged also to us if we want to go out of hunger in this country. Coming to decentralization of local government, Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mangochi West are very thankful to the president for increasing the CDF from 220 million to 5 billion. We say bravo to the president, bravo to DPP for coming up with this bold decision. Mr. Speaker, very soon, this country shall start seeing the secondary cities in our constituencies. Just because with this 5 billion, our roads will be well maintained, upgraded, and some being taken up to tarmac level. With the 5 billion, our schools will be furnished with the all learning infrastructures, including the libraries as well as the laboratories. But as we are there also, the professor have instructed all the departments of government to go into digital. I would ask also the Minister of Education to go into digital, mainly once we come to the laboratories. If you can have an online laboratory whereby our students can access, can do this, the practicals online upon the click of the button, I think that way is the only way we can make sure that each and every student access the laboratories here in Malawi. Just because to have the physical laboratory in each and every school, sometimes it might become not easy to be done, but with the digital and online application, whereby our students can access the laboratory services upon the click of the button, I think that's the only way to go. Our Minister of Education, sir. Coming to transport and the road infrastructure, Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Mangochi West were happy hearing the president reinvesting the money that are collected on the toll gates to the road where such particular toll gates are. It wasn't good that we are paying the toll gates fee, and yet the road itself is full of potholes. By enforcing it to this particular road, It means the Lord gonna be maintained each and every time, and we, the users of such particular load, we shall now enjoy the money which we are paying in our toll gates. Going forward, we are asking this government to make sure that if you can try to construct more toll gates almost on each and every load, that would be good, just because each and every load will be maintained itself through such particular corrections. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the same sector of transports and road infrastructure, the people of Mangochi West were happy hearing the President mentioning the rehabilitation of Masasa, Gromoti to Ntagatagateni of Lord, as well as Monkey Bay to Mangochi Lords. These two lords, Mr. Speaker, sir, are very important lords as far as Malawi is concerned. These two lords are the lords that are going towards our tourist attractive areas of Mangochi. Mangochi is a fast-growing town. Mangochi is now becoming a lakeshore city. The coming of Goshen City and other infrastructures in Mangochi, Mangochi can befit that status of becoming a city. But our lords had a lot of things to be questionable, had a lot of gray areas. But the President has promised us that out of the 5 lords mentioned, these 2 lords has been mentioned too. The people of Mangochi West are very thankful for that. Don't forget that in Mangochi, it's where the state residence of Chikoko Bay is, as well as the most popular Page House is. Therefore, the rehabilitation of these 2 lords, it will be of paramount importance to this nation. The Minister of Transport, sir, remember Mangochi West was a principal beneficiary for the Millennium Challenge.
You have 1 minute, Honourable Member.
Thank you. I would like to remind the Minister of Transport that the people of Mangochi were the principal beneficiaries of the Millennium Challenge Fund, where our Lord from Chantulo, going through Nankumba, Chimvu, up to Nkutumula, we were supposed to be constructed to a tarmac level. All the processes began, and through to the executive order in America, the works has been stopped. We are asking this good government to make sure that when they are considering other loads, they must still consider this load to the people of Mangochi West. With these few remarks, the people of Mangochi West are fully supporting the SONA. Thank you, Your Excellency, the Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Mangochi West. Nkatabe Chinteche, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I stand before thee not to praise the President, but to echo what those who have spoken before me are saying about what is happening to our country so far. Mr. Speaker, sir, I don't hate long speeches, but I love short ones. And I know that the President, I was not here last Friday, but I know and understand that the President delivered a very concise SONA which had full of right home about messages. Mr. Speaker, sir, the President APM finds himself in a very unique position in as far as our country is concerned. He can choose to make decisions that will make Malawi a country that we cry it to be. The President can be a panacea of our country. I would draw the President's rule to the rule of ancient history. One great king, Alexander the Great, Alexander the Great took over the rule of Macedonia when he was 20 years old. APM is not 20 years, but I'll draw some similarities by quoting Alexander the Great. Through every generation of human race, there has been a constant war, a war with fear. Those who have the courage to conquer it are made free. We were queuing in filling stations in this country. The leadership was afraid to increase the price of fuel. APM came in, he did the necessary thing. He increased the fuel pump price. After all, we are already buying fuel in the black market at a very high price. Therefore, the only thing to do was to increase the fuel pump price. Now, the queues are gone. We have fuel in the filling stations. Alexander the Great said, "I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion." When an army of sheep is led by a lion, results are guaranteed. When an army of lions is led by a sheep, your guess is as good as mine. Alexander the Great said, "Upon the conduct of each depends the fate of all." APM holds the fate of this country because APM is not looking for votes, but APM is looking to fix the country. He can choose to make both decisions. One such decision that can be made in this country, of course using the necessary laws, is why don't we let each administration that come in to come with its top civil servants? It happens in other Western countries. If a new administration comes in, it comes with the people it knows that it will help deliver. So maybe Malawi as a country, we should be heading in that direction. Top civil servants, they should know that if I came with this administration, the next one that comes in, it will come with its people. It's time for me to pack and go and do other things. I think as a country, we should be heading in that direction. That's why I say that upon the fate of all, that is the fate of the nation. So APM can be a panacea of this country. There is nothing impossible to him who will try. That's Alexander the Great. I'm asking the President, and of course the Honorable Minister seated there, now to look at the issue of Forex. Why are we still clinging to the Kwacha? We're protecting the Kwacha. Instead of letting the Kwacha fight its own battles, we say the Kwacha is 1,000 something. Yet at the black market, people are buying more than that. When you go into shops, you ask for, you want to bargain, they will tell you that no, we can't reduce because we bought this at black market. Therefore, don't you think the country is losing out through revenue? Because MRA charges duty at the rate which is not there. Therefore, as a country, we lose out. Now let me go specifically to some of the issues in the SONA. I asked my trusted men in the constituency to tell me what they think. One of the men who came forward first was a man called Goja. Goja sat in very few classrooms. Each time he holds a pen, the pen doesn't write. Therefore, he decided he communicates through VNs because pens don't write for him. But he's a very wise man. He's able to hold political conversation, giving good insights. On agriculture, he said, maybe it's time now that we reform the FISIP. Of course, there's already action towards that. So that's why we're encouraging the country. Are we benefiting out of FISIP as it is? Obviously, the answer is no. So this is the time to look at that one. Honorable Minister and cabinet ministers, let's fix the FISIP and so see that it benefits Malawians. On the same FISIP, I want to thank the Honorable Minister. Our redemption rate in Nkatabe-Chintheje was above 80%. So therefore, I thank you, Honorable Minister. The only problem we have is that some people from Mankambira, Senior Chief Mankambira, were made to travel long distance to come somewhere near Malaza, to the extent that because where they were buying is close to my house. So they thought that, now it's the MP who is punishing us because they gave me votes similar to the body temperature of a person who has a fever. So they thought that maybe I was punishing them, but it was not me who made the decision that they should travel long distance. So I was asking Honorable Minister that next buying season, the people of Mankambira should buy fertilizer close to where they are. Whatever they are, I thank you for that. But the complaints we're having, Honorable Minister, just know that it's because of the fact that man is born crying, lives complaining, dies disappointed. But otherwise, you are doing a commendable job. Also, let me also thank the Honorable the President. We have got a health center which is being built. It, of course, started with the previous government, I have to acknowledge that, but it's going on. The Honorable Minister of Health, she visited the area. Let me report here that I thank the APM administration that health center is moving at a very fast rate. Again, this is another area where they gave me very embarrassing vote because the chiefs in that area, they were telling them, look, he's just given you a foundation, he will never build you will never have a health center. This is an area where you can never have a health center. But now, they don't have anything to say. It's all praises. But, oh, so he was right. But I reminded them, look, you say you didn't vote for me, believing that, I was giving you a foundation which you never materialize. But the chief says, oh, no. So, but I hope that when I go there, I know I'll come back with a lot of chickens as a way of atonement. So again, we appreciate that. On the issue of electricity, Garbage Intelligence is happy to hear that the government is working hard to increase it to about 1,000 megawatts. We're happy because top of our projects in Garbage Intelligence is electricity. There are areas like Mungokwe, Kamsita, Mugodi, Chilala, and many others, Kawiya, where people have had their houses wired looking for electricity. And thank you, government. Because of the 5 billion, I can stand comfortably here and confidently telling my people that they will have electricity using the CDF. Because you know, as Tonga, we travel a lot to go to South Africa from time immemorial. So now a lot of them have built houses, so they've been pestering me. When are we going to have electricity? We have our fridges. Now it's just rats that are living there because the fridges are not cold, they can't start working. So this time I'm assuring them that we're not going to wait for MAREP, but we'll go to ESCOM and apply for electricity. And in fact, we've already done so. What we're waiting for are quotation from ESCOM so that we pay them once our CDF starts coming in, then that problem will be sorted. Because minus electricity, let me be very clear, I will not have anything to campaign about because people that have been pestering me about electricity. Why they gave me votes, reduced votes, in most of the areas they're saying because I didn't give them electricity. So this time, once they have electricity, my campaign, according to them, it's their job, it's my job, just as it is their job in your area, in your constituency. Because they wrongly think that development is an MP who brings development. It will take time for us, to have a mindset change that an MP's job is something else. But again, it's partly ourselves, because when we're campaigning, we tell them about these things. So therefore, we own that one as our honorable members. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, I'll end with a quote from Seneca the Younger, who said that a captain who knows which harbor he seeks, not every wind is favorable wind. I believe APM knows which harbor it seeks, which is Malawi 2063. Therefore, he knows which wind will take us there. Not every wind will take us to Malawi 2063. But trusting the current president, I'm sure he knows which harbor he seeks for this nation. With those few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you very much and I support this honor.
Thank you, Nkarabe Chinteche. I see Mulanje Central.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You'll be the last before health break. You have 10 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, in the year 2020, Malawians voted for the government of Dr. Hastings, of Dr. Lazarus Chakwera and the MCP leadership. When Malawians were voting for Dr. Chakwera and MCP, they were convinced that they are voting for a God-fearing leader. They were convinced that they are voting for someone who would walk the talk. They are voting for someone who brings national unity. They were voting for someone who would take a great stance against corruption. Fast forward, after the inauguration and swearing in, President Chakwera started making public appointments. In the appointments, he appointed several people into government. Whether it was by design or not, but at the end of the day, the people he appointed started letting him down. Several people in his government were not bent at assisting Malawians, but were bent at enriching themselves. A lot of people he appointed into public service were there to divide the nation along political lines, ethnic lines, and religious lines. These appointments, Mr. Speaker, sir, is what culminated into what today we are calling them as scandals: the East Bridge, the Bridging Foundation, the Nokima Gate, and several other mishaps that happened under his leadership. It is because of these scandals that most people in his government grew wings. They became arrogant. They did not even want to listen to the needs of a common Malawian. There was a time, Mr. Speaker, sir, that even the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Bureau was arrested at the dawn of the day, but the government feigned ignorance. These appointments culminated into several other mishaps, like the beating of civil rights groups, activists, and several other people. At the end of the day, Mr. Speaker, sir, what happened is that Malawians came back and voted the MCP out of government. Mr. Speaker, sir, fast forward, we saw the new leadership of His Excellency Professor Thabita Mutharika being ushered into government. The current government, the current leadership, what is happening now with the current leadership, Mr. Speaker, sir, is that most Malawians are contented with how it has started. When you look at some other some other executive orders that the president is doing, trying to put things into place. One would say that now we have a president. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir. And again, as per the norm, the president is busy appointing people into different public positions. However, I'm afraid to say that if the caliber of some other appointees that are being taken into government is anything to go by, the current regime will go the very same route of President Chakwera. There are people, public appointees in government, who are busy, who are bent at dividing people along the regional lines, dividing people along the regional lines, political lines, something which, if not taken carefully, is going to have an impact on the leadership of the president. There are people who are there who are bent at maybe not following in full what the president is advising. My call to them is that whether it is by design or not, but what they need to do is to follow what the president has advised. The president is meant at governing the country following the rule of law. He advised the same in the SONA. My plea to those in the public positions in the current regime is to say that no, time is now. The way the president has started, he needs to be supported. He needs to be, we need to follow the advice he's giving us. Minus that, we are going to go a different route altogether, and this country is going to slide down. Mr. Speaker, sir, with those few remarks, that's my humble contribution. And on behalf of Mulanje Central Constituency, we support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mulanje Central. Deputy Leader.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker.
Morning.
Morning. I rise to register our positive sentiments to the former leader, the former leader of opposition in the last cohort, Mulanje Central. And I would also want to extend an invitation. I think this is the right time because His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has set out the tone that we are running an inclusive government and therefore he must come back. Kyombankanga must be dissolved. He must come back. He is my brother from home. And the SG is here. And actually, because this is a government day, we can actually suspend all proceedings to allow that we receive you, the SG receive. This is your home. Feel free at any time. Come back. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure he has taken serious note of that. Honourable members, it's now 10:50, almost 10:55. Therefore, I'll suspend the House and we'll be back at 11:25. House suspended. Honourable members, before we leave, I'm being reminded that we have Nkamenya Girls Secondary School with us. And the honourable member is Honourable Beatrice Mwale. We have 102 students. Please stand up with the 3 teachers. Thank you for coming. Nkamenya girls, we wish you well. Please concentrate on your education. We want to see you in this chamber after maybe 10 years, because this is where you belong. All the best to you. Thank you very much.